How's it going, guys, and welcome for the first time to the test. I've taken several other tests before. Usually they don't really turn out well for me, as you've seen in the past. But this one I don't really know much about. Really, honestly, Nano has been bugging me to play it for a while. I don't know why. I don't know what's so special about this. It's literally just called the test. It's I don't know. It looks interesting, and apparently there's like 5 in this series, so I don't know. He's been bugging me for a while, so we're just gonna play it and see why, which probably won't lead to anything good. But, you know, Nano is Nano, and sometimes you just have to do what Nano says. Alright, now in order to begin, this is the most important part of this entire experience. You'll be asked a series of questions and you must answer them honestly. Now, when I say answer them honestly, I don't mean answer them how you'd like to answer them. Answer them with truth, even if that's hard to face. Okay? We all want to be good people. We rarely want to admit our faults, grievances, or mistakes. Well, true, but I don't have any of those. It might be hard to believe, but trust me, I don't. I know. But you must decide what you truly want. Do you want this to work properly? Do you want the truth about yourself, your destiny in this world? Or would you rather live a lie just to hide from yourself? You know what? Give me the truth and the whole truth. I don't care how harsh it is. Be as harsh as you want. The process is very simple in theory. Just answer a long series of questions. What's difficult is self-analyzing your own psyche to evaluate the truths in your own mind and life so that you can predict your future. Wow, okay. You see, as long as you're honest with these questions and answers, you'll be able to see your own future here. This will tell you things you already know, but don't necessarily know that you know. Sure. Yeah, that I understand what that means. As long as the answers you provide to the questions asked are 100% honest and true, this process will simply unlock a part of your mind that you do not have natural access to. All right, right off the bat, I really don't think you need to unlock more of this. More of what's in here? No, I don't think we need to get more of what's in here out. That might be dangerous. This isn't psychic. This isn't a personality test. This is simply nature. Okay, well, that kind of takes what I thought this was out the door. I thought this was just going to tell you a bit about your personality, but I guess I'm wrong. This is you. This is your own mind. This is simply nature taking its course. This is the human brain at work, unlocking hidden truths within itself. You know, you're saying a lot of very deep things. I don't know if I should trust you. While attempting to answer many of these questions, you'll often wonder things like, well, this answer depends on the circumstances. Create your own circumstances in your mind and answer the questions with a simple yes or no as you see fit. You may not understand nor realize it, but your mind will develop the situation required to answer your question the way it needs to be answered. Alright, fair enough, but then if you're allowing me to put any circumstance in my head, how does that really affect what the end goal is, or what you're gonna give me at the end? I invite you to grab a drink of water, sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience. We are about to begin with a series of questions, and provided that you're a willing participant, we will be unlocking some substantial information today. Here we go. Well, I have water, but that's not what I have to drink right now. You kind of caught me at a bad time. That's some good stuff right there. All right, my hair's on the way already. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Do you believe that everyone should always be treated fairly? Yes. Right? I don't know why I'm trying to overanalyze this question already, but yeah. Do you believe that everyone should always be treated fairly? Okay, I don't know how this is gonna turn, because I know at some point something's gonna happen, right? Because, you know, this guy, or whatever you are, in this room, and there's blood everywhere, and there's a bucket of guts and stuff, and then there's these 2 dolls with tears of blood, and right off the bat I'm trying to overanalyze everything. And based off of this question, normally it's very easy to say yes, because I agree. But what if we're talking about someone that you can't exactly treat fairly? So what I mean is, what if we're talking about someone that's like handicapped, you know? Is it technically treating them fairly to help them out if they need help? Or is that treating them more, which I guess is considered unfairly if you're helping them out, so to speak? You know what I mean? And it's weird that like my mind goes to that, but I'm really trying to think about these questions very deeply, and I probably shouldn't. I'll just go with yes. Everyone should always be treated fairly. and hopefully this doesn't backfire on me. Do you believe that you always treat others equally? That I treat always? Okay, that I always treat others equally. I think so. At least I know at the very least I try to, but do I? At the very least, I know I believe I do. That's not me trying to be, you know, a good person. I know he said sometimes we're gonna try and make ourselves look like a good person. Trust me, I'm not. There's probably gonna be other questions here that make me look worse. Have you ever invented anything? No. No. There's nothing up here that needs to be invented. Do you believe that you're worthy of someone's time investment? Worthy of someone's time investment? You mean like, okay, so my mind goes into two different ways. One is like a relationship kind of way, right? You're worthy of someone investing in you when it comes to being like your partner and everything. And the other one would be, this is the only other one my mind goes to, career-wise, you know? And in this instance, I'm the career I'm pointing towards is video making. So like YouTube content, you know, all that stuff. In terms of the relationship one, it's tough to say because this one mostly involves me thinking kind of egotistical, I guess I should say. It's not really up to me to decide if I'm worth someone else's time when it comes to a relationship, you know? I would like to say yes. Definitely, I think everyone would like to say yes, like, you know, like, please give me a chance, I'm worthy, you know, it's a good feeling, right? But I don't know if I can fully just say yes to that. But also on the other side, in terms of like career-wise, I would say yes, simply because since in this scenario, I'm putting the example as making content, you know, YouTube, all that stuff. And this is something I really like and I really enjoy. I'm not even getting much out of it, let alone anything really out of it. You know, I'm not getting paid, but I really like it. And that's why I want to just keep doing it. I want to keep learning from it, and I want to make bigger and better things, you know? And then going back to the other part, I really feel like I could also put in a lot of effort. You know, if someone is wanting to be a part of my life and letting me be a part of theirs, then I would want to be the best that I can for them. So I'm gonna go with yes, even though it feels weird to say yes because it feels very egotistical to say that about myself. Do you believe that others are always deserving of your time? I mean, yes? No? Maybe not always? This one's a weird one. Okay, I don't really know. Man, these questions are gonna make, they make me feel weird. They make me feel very like egotistical and like full of myself, but I have to answer them truthfully. Well, I guess it doesn't specifically say who these other people are. And there have been a couple people where I'm like, please, just no, I don't want to be here. I'm gonna go with no, because I don't believe they're always deserving of it. And that feels very right for me to say. Would you say that you sometimes have trust issues? Yes. Oh yeah. I don't like that, but yes. Would you be all right with living alone forever? Yes. Okay, so if you think about it, like if anyone were to take this test and this question comes up, I think a vast majority of people would just immediately say yes, because, you know, that's kind of like a common thing now you see with people saying they would rather just spend their time alone and like no drama and not having to deal with things. And I agree, but when you really think about that, this is saying you would live alone forever. And I just don't really think that's good. You know, I understand the whole calm, no drama aspect of it, and that would feel nice for a bit, but soon it would start to settle in that like you're just alone forever. And I think it's kind of human nature to want companionship, you know, whether it doesn't even have to be like a partner, although I think it's more like natural for it to be a partner. Like it could be a pet, you know, but this says being alone forever, so you wouldn't even have that. You know, maybe that's just me, but I do think that feeling would go away and I would long for a connection or just at least being close with someone. So no, I would not. Do you always give someone the benefit of the doubt? I think I do. I would like to say I do, which is weird because this goes back to the trust issues thing, but I don't like the fact of having trust issues. So, and I don't want that to like constantly rule over everything I do. So I try to always give someone the benefit of the doubt, unless I cannot even trust that. So, which is very rare, but it has happened before. So yes. Do you dislike the sound of your own voice? No, actually. This one's pretty easy. I did at first, especially when like recording and everything. And I would have to go back and listen to the footage and edit it, and I was like, "Oh, who is this? Like, who is it? Gross! This is disgusting. Who is this?" But I've gotten comfortable. I've gotten used to it. It's fine. I don't mind it. I think I like my voice. You know, after all, it's my own. I can have fun with it. I can do like voice impersonations. I can have a good time. I can have a good time, and yeah. Do you like the color blue more than the color black? Well, I wear black mostly. You kind of caught me at a bad time. I'm not actually even wearing black this time, but I think yes. I don't really wear blue that often, but I like blue. I like different shades of blue. Nice, like midnight blue. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. If you found money on the street and you knew who it belonged to, would you give it back to them? Ooh. I think a lot of people would, and they would say no, because obviously like, hey, that's money, you know, finders keepers. And I'm not trying to say this as if I'm a good person, but I would give it back, but not because I'm a good person. I'd give it back just because I've done something similar. Not like finding the money. I was the one that lost the money and it was horrible. That feeling was horrible. I did not like even a little bit of it. I had a horrible time. I was stressed out. I could not, and I didn't even find the money ever. And I don't really want anyone else to go through that. You know, times are tough right now. I don't want someone to go through that because that feeling was horrible. And so I'm saying yes, not really because I'm a good person, because I would consider it. If I found it, oh yeah, if I would consider it, just keeping it. But if I did know who it belonged to, I would give it back to them. I hope more answers start painting me in a bad light now, because this feels really forced. This feels like I'm trying to force myself to look good. I promise I'm not. I'm telling the truth. Please ask me more questions that make me look bad. Are you sure you want the answers you seek? Yeah. Are you afraid of spiders? I mean, I don't have arachnophobia. At least I don't think I do. But I don't really like spiders. You know, I mean, they're fine, but I mean, they got a lot of legs. You know, I'm leaning more towards no, but then again, I'm gonna say yes, but occasionally there is a no. There's very special circumstances where there is a no. If you knew you would emerge unscathed, would you jump into molten lava? No, I wouldn't. I'm assuming you mean that, like, I simply emerge unscathed, so I'm not, you know, dead, I'm not scarred and you know, charred up and everything, but you're not saying I wouldn't feel the pain. And that really deters me from jumping into the lava. If you said I wouldn't feel the pain, yeah, sure, I'd go for it. Would you consider yourself to be fat? All right, well, I asked you to ask me questions that would make me look bad, but not in that way, okay? Not in that way. Why? What do you have against me, huh? The answer is yes, but still, like, I mean, come on, like, I don't want to stand up because I'm cold, but like, hear that? Now that's the sound of a belly. Would you say that you have lots of charisma? No. I really wish I did. I really wish I could say that I do. I think I can play it off and, like, you know, give the illusion that I do, but knowing myself, I don't believe that I do. At least I don't know if that's something that you can actually develop and hone, I guess, but I don't think I necessarily have it. If it's something you can develop, then I do think I can develop it, but so far for now, I don't. Have you ever wished you could be temporarily frozen? No, not really. I like the cold, but I don't really have a desire to be frozen. This is all very interesting. Did you realize that the last letter of the previous 5 questions, when put together, spelled the name Satan? Nope. I don't even believe you. Does that make you uncomfortable? No, because I don't believe you. Like I said, why should I believe you, huh? You with your plague doctor hat and your white hair and pretty green eyes. Are you good at finding hidden puzzles or clues? No. Are you now wondering what other hidden messages are placed within these questions? Yes. Have you been entirely honest with your answers thus far? I believe so. I'm pretty sure I have. I know it may not seem that way, but trust me, I have. Are you afraid of the consequences for answering questions dishonestly? No. I didn't know there would be. Were you aware that there could be potential consequences for answering dishonestly? No, I just said that. Are you wondering how these questions began to take a strange turn? No, I knew something was going to happen at some point. Would you consider yourself captivated by the test? Or based off of how the question is phrased, I'm assuming you're talking about the test. So yes, I am captivated by the test. I want to know what happens. Very interesting. Would you consider yourself to be brave? No, I don't think so. No, not at all. You believe yourself as someone with above average intelligence? I would say so. I don't think it's a lot above average intelligence, but I do think it's maybe just slightly above average intelligence. Have you been looking for hidden messages in these questions? No, I don't even know where to begin. Are you wondering which hidden messages you may have missed? Yes. Have you begun to wonder how long this test will take or how many questions exist in this session? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be a patient person? Yeah, for the most part, I do tend to be patient just because I don't like rushing people, which is weird because I rush myself all the time because I'm like, oh no, I'm keeping them waiting. I need to stop. I need to stop being in this person's way. If I don't stop, they're gonna kill me. And then if they don't kill me, then I'm gonna have to kill myself because I'm ruining their day. Yes. Do most humans annoy you? Probably, but I try not to show it because I feel bad, but I can't help it. So yeah, I do. Yeah, they do. Do you prefer animals to people? I think so. Yeah, I like animals. They're usually a lot easier to be around since they don't try to make a conversation with you. And then, you know, when things get awkward with people, I can always tell when they're uncomfortable, and then I feel bad because I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to talk. This is my fault that you're uncomfortable. Please, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna die. I know, I'm so sorry. But if it's an animal, I'm like, you're a cool guy. So yes, I do. Do you believe in magic? No, but I think it'd be cool if it was real. Imagine having isekai powers and stuff in this world. That'd be kind of cool. Do you believe in God or the existence of some form of higher power? Yeah. I'm not exactly the most religious. I haven't gone to church in years, and I've never read the Bible. So if that's what you mean, then no. But if you mean just God or some higher power, then yes. You know, and my reasoning is just because believing in God or some higher power just really feels like, okay, that's the next step. Once you die, that's what comes up. And that is a lot easier for me to understand and grasp, even if I don't know what comes next. I don't even know, it could be some other God that I don't believe in that's real. And that's fine. But that makes more sense and it's easier to grasp than trying to picture once you die, there's nothing. Because if I told you, picture that once you're dead, there's nothing. You can't really imagine that. Maybe you picture like a black void, a dark void, and you're just floating. But that's technically something. That's not nothing. That is technically something. Do you fear death? No, I don't. I fear the pain, but I don't fear, like, you know, the actual thing. I just hope it doesn't hurt. You know, I don't think I'm alone in that. Like, if it comes, all right, please don't make it hurt. Why would you make it hurt? It's my final thing that I get to experience, okay? I have to say it. The way that he said the question, I have to say it. If you know what I mean, go ahead and comment it down right this very moment, and we'll say it together. Do you fair? All right, good job, everyone. Find everyone that did not do it and shun them. Exile them. Remove them from society. But no, I do not fear death. Just please don't make it hurt. Are you attracted to someone whom you're not currently in a relationship with? No. So this is technically two parts of a question. This is insinuating that I am in a relationship, and then also if I'm attracted to someone while in said relationship. So no, I'm not in one, and I don't believe I'm attracted to someone. It could be that maybe I just don't know. You know, whenever it comes to stuff like this, the heart and the mind are two, they kind of clash and collide. And maybe my heart's just taking its sweet time to tell my mind. But as far as I know, I don't believe I'm attracted to someone. Well, okay, hold on. Are we only do they have to be real? do they have to be real is my question. You know, we're just gonna throw this out there, but there are a couple of very large beauties. Okay, we'll ignore that. I'm just saying, you know, if this meant they don't have to be real, then yes. But assuming this means they have to be real, then no. Did you answer the last question with 100% honesty? Yes. You should have given more specifics if you wanted the other answer. Are you alone? Yeah. If you mean in the room, yes. I know I'm not alone in the house. But I'll answer yes, because I'm technically alone in this very moment. Don't say that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. If I told you with utmost certainty that there's something watching you, would you believe me? If you ask that, technically yes. Well, for one, you're watching me, like you're staring right into my soul right this very moment. Technically the audience, which probably isn't a lot of people, it might just be one. Maybe one or two people. but yeah, yes. Have you wondered who I am? Yes. Will you finally let me know? Have you had shivers at any point during this session? No, I have not. Do you feel like you're being watched? I don't feel it. Have you considered quitting the session early? Nah. Let's see this through to the end. Do you drink water every day? Yes, I do. I probably don't drink the right amount that I'm supposed to, but yes, I do. It sucks that that's what's happening and I'm over here just drinking Sunny D, so. You eat at least once per day, every day? Yes. Usually it is just once per day, but yeah. You realize that there's a high probability that you've missed a plethora of hidden messages thus far? Most definitely. Are you wondering what they are? Yes. Would it bother you to never know without finding them yourself? No? Do you mean, like, would it bother me if I never found them out unless I discover them myself? Because no, not really. Is your favorite number 7? No. Realistically, I think I have two that are contending for number 1. And that's 6. I just like the number 6. And 8. I think 8 is my number 1. Just because... Stay with me here. So, you know, the 8 just has some nice curves. I'm just saying, the 8 is very nice and curvy. And if you take the 8 and then just, you know, turn it on the side and then, you know, just lay it down for a moment, it's just nice and plump. It's just very nice and plump, and you can just grab it by both sides. I'm not going in detail as to what you can do to the number 8, but I'm just saying, you can imagine when the number 8's laying down, you can lay down on the number 8. Life is short, but it's the longest thing we'll ever do. Do you agree? Yes. That makes sense to me. Oranges cannot be compared to apples. Do you agree? Well, I mean, I understand, but I feel like you can compare them more than what people think just by saying the statement. So I'm gonna go with no. Venus is sometimes referred to as the morning star. Did you know that? I knew about the morning star thing, but I don't remember if it's Venus that's referred to that as. Because I feel like it is Venus, or something's telling me that it's Mars, but I could be wrong. And I don't know if I should trust you, so I'm going with yes because I knew about the Morning Star thing, but I don't know if you're telling me the truth. Everyone deserves a second chance. Do you agree? Yes. Except, so when you think about it, the only problem is it depends what their first mistake was. Because I do think there are some things you can't give someone a second chance about. I think we all know what they are. And I think if you do those, you can't redeem that. No matter how much you say, like, you're sorry and everything, I really just don't think you can redeem those things. But there are a lot of other things that I feel like a majority of people, if they did, should be at least deserving of a second chance. I don't think one simple, like, little mistake should really define the rest of your life. I do think you can learn from mistakes, you can redeem yourself, you can fix them. You never do them again, great. That's awesome. There are a few things though you can't do that with, and compare that to the amount that there is. I do think yes makes the most sense in this question. You can do anything you put your mind to. Do you agree? Yes. I think the best example is what I'm doing right now, where I'm making a random shitty video that's probably getting maybe 2 views and I'm not even getting paid for it. But I really enjoy it and I really like it. And even if right now there's no, payoff and there's nothing to show for it, I do think it's something to consider that I really like this. I really want to get better at it. I really want to make more things, and I'm gonna do it. So yeah, I think that's literally the best example. If you put your mind to it, go ahead and do it. You want to go to college, get 5 degrees, go for it. You want to, drop out of college and do like Twitter, like art or like commissions and stuff, go for it. You want to drop out of college again and do like OnlyFans or something, like go for it. These are all your choices. Put your mind to it and give it all you got. Obedience is more important than freedom. You agree? That's technically, is that not is that not reflective of our current times right now? That doesn't really look like it's going very well, and it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. So no, I don't think it's more important than freedom. With obedience comes corruption, and I think we already know where we are with that. I don't think complete and total freedom is good either, because with that comes anarchy, and that's also not good. It's good to have like freedom with rules, but it's not good to rule with an iron fist and just crave obedience. Underwater adventures sound like a fun time. Do you agree? Like, I don't really go the ocean. I've never been, so. Okay. No, instantly no. Because I've seen those like story times where people tell of like divers going down, they're exploring like the ocean and all that stuff. They're having a good time. And then like there's underwater currents and they get swept off away into like the far ocean or something, or they get dragged down. And I'm like, why? That's horrible. You're never seen again. That's horrible. And then those people that go down an underwater cave explorer, cave dive, whatever you want to call it. Like, no, that's horrible. Why? You're in an enclosed space. You have a limited amount of air. You can hardly breathe. You're underwater. You can hardly move. You're susceptible to anything. No, that's horrible. The last few people that did that kind of got crushed. So, no, I do not. Did you realize that the first letters of the previous 8 questions spelled the phrase, I love you? I did not. But now that you say it, well, I'm gonna say what beautiful green eyes you have. And I love you too. Do you wish to be loved? Man, why is this the question? Like, go back to making me like uncomfortable. This one just makes me feel sad. Yeah, I think it's human nature to want to be loved, so yes. But still, you didn't have to phrase it like that. Have you ever felt hated? Yes. I'm pretty sure I have. Now, this one's weird because I don't know if I actually was hated. That's the thing. You know how sometimes you make up a scenario in your mind and you make yourself sad because you think like a friend or someone is angry at you, but they're not. But you like form this thing in your head, and then you feel down or you feel upset because maybe someone that you think is angry or upset at you. And that could be the case with this, where I imagined and made myself feel as if I was hated by someone, but they weren't, and I don't really know. But this is saying if I ever felt hated. So technically I have felt it. Do you have any addictions? No, I don't. I've never been much for, drugs and stuff like that. I've been around a lot of it, but no, not really. Usually people were pretty chill with, me declining that. Do you dislike the color pink? No, I like the color pink. I like it. Not bad. Does the color gray seem depressing? I also do kind of like the color gray. I mean, some very gray, like hovering clouds, like impending rain sounds really nice. I do agree it seems depressing, but I do like how they look. Do you enjoy loud music? Yes. Yes, I do. You like to dance? Not in public. I will admit, in private, I do sometimes get jiggy with it. So technically, yes. But, when I'm alone, oh boy. When I'm alone, oh, I get jiggy with it. You consider yourself normal? No. No, who do you think I am? You think I'm normal? Do you really think that? Look at me in my eyes. Do you really think I'm normal? Nano, do you think I'm normal? All right, well, you didn't have to say it like that. You love your parents? Yes. Have you ever been lied to? Probably. Well, yeah, like technically everyone has, because I feel like everyone's parents, like, tells them little white lies. You get angry often. I really try not to, because I don't like being angry around other people. And my reason for that is whenever I'm around like someone or other people that like get angry and stuff, I don't know what to do. Like how am I supposed to act? Because I just feel uncomfortable. Like, I don't know, am I supposed to be nice and try to calm them down? Am I supposed to just let them do what they're doing and just, hope I'm not caught in the crossfire? Like, I don't know. Because I get annoyed often and kind of easily, and that does kind of translate into anger. So I guess it makes sense for me to say yes. Do you hold grudges? Yeah. Yeah. I don't like that I do, but I also can't really help it. But yeah. Have you ever forgiven someone? Yeah. Don't know if I should have, but I have. Have you ever done something that you knew you shouldn't have done, but still did it anyway? Okay, to answer the question, yes. As for what it was, it's gonna sound so cringy, but okay, back then when I was, a wee lad, a small boy, Bakugan, the little dudes that pop up and all that. They were kind of going crazy for a bit. The show was great, and then the toys came out, and then they had a video game on the Wii. It was great. I wanted some Bakugan toys, and my family was never really super well off, and I didn't want to bother them by asking. So one day, a couple of times, I went to the store and I was like, oh wow, Bakugan. I'd be in the toy section and I'd look at them and be like, wow, I wonder what they look like up close. And when no one was looking, I just happened to open it and just grab the Bakugan and be like, oh wow, that's cool. Slip into my pocket, and that's it. I know it wasn't good, but I really wanted some Bakugan toys. I don't even think I have them anymore. I might somewhere, but I don't think I do. That was my criminal life. Fear me yet? I'm hard. No, I'm hardened. I'm hardened. Have you ever lied? Yes, most definitely. Have you ever cheated on the test? Okay. So most of the time, I'm the one that gets cheated off of during tests. Let me say this first. How does it make sense that I'm the one that gets in trouble when someone else gets caught cheating off of me? I want to say that right off the bat. So any of my previous teachers that did that, screw you, because why is it my fault that they were cheating off of me, okay? But anyways, back to my cheating escapades. I never did it often because usually I could, do well on tests and it was pretty easy. But back then, once again, when I was a wee lad, I think it was like around first, maybe second grade, like around that time, we would have spelling tests on every Friday. And the way it would work is we would have like the full page and half of it was blank lines where you would write the word and the other half is the word itself spelled correctly. And the way we would take it is we would fold the paper and we would only see the blank lines and the teacher would call out the word and you would, write it out. Look, it's not my fault because why would you design your test like that? I obviously know why, because after we're done, we unfold it and then we check and then, you figure out which answers you got right and which wrong. You could have done a better way because that made it really easy to cheat. Especially when I don't know if everyone did this, but do y'all remember those folders we would put up on our desk that like kind of gave you like a wall? Like it pulled up like a folder like on your sides and then one in front so no one could peek at you. What I would do is because the teacher would walk around, I would notice, okay, she just walked right past me. I see her off over there. And I'm hunched over and no one can see me because we have those walls up. And I would just unfold it just a little bit just to see, oh, that's how you spell it. Okay, thank you. Why would you design your test that way? You can't blame me for outsmarting the system. You won't cheat this test. I didn't really think I could, nor was I trying to. Do you think flowers are more beautiful than trees? I don't think I could say that flowers are more beautiful than trees. I would say, if you were to ask me, I would say they're on an even playing ground. Have you ever wanted to be an animal instead of a person? This is just trying to call out people that are furries. But okay, another story time. Just listen to me on this one. Back when I was young, and I would wake up early on the weekends. Inuyasha would be playing. I believe it was early mornings on Sundays. And I would come to the living room to watch Inuyasha. And I always thought he was so cool because I know technically he's not an animal. I believe, if I remember correctly, because it's been so long, he was a half demon, right? And he had like his ears and then the white hair and like his claws and stuff. And I was like, this dude is cool. And I know he's not technically an animal. I guess that classifies more as maybe anthropomorphic, but that's still like, I thought he was cool. Okay, I'm just saying he had that look about him. But I don't know if that technically means I'd rather be an animal instead of a person. Goku when he was little. Okay, I'm just saying, I think his tail was cool. Like, imagine having a tail. I'm just saying, like, having a tail the way he did, it was cool. Your tail is kind of helpful at certain times. It feels right to say yes, but it feels very wrong to say yes. Okay, I'm gonna go with yes. Also because now if you think about it, imagine being like a little pet. It could be like, whatever, hamster, cat, kitten, dog, puppy, ferret, I don't care. Imagine being like one of those little animals and you're someone's pet and you get taken care of and you never have to worry about bills, work, stress, anything. You just have to worry about breathing. That's it. Just existing and making them happy, and they will take care of your every need. And you freeload off of them until you die. And I think that's peaceful and kind of sounds nice. So, yeah. Do you believe you have psychic powers? No, I don't. Although I think we've all tried that thing where we're just like, ugh. I swear one day it's gonna work, but for right now it hasn't. Have you ever seen a ghost? I don't think I have. But the problem with this question is, if I ever did, I don't think I even noticed. And I feel like if I did notice, I might pass out. But I feel like I can confidently say that I've never seen a ghost. Do you dream often? Yes. There are times that I don't remember what my dream was, but I do tend to pretty much remember them usually. So yeah. Do you have nightmares often? Not really. At least I don't think I do. Like I said, I tend to remember for the most part. However, because I know nightmares can affect you like a lot, and what's kind of been happening for I think the last year or two, um, I don't know if I'm dying. Like I'll be sleeping and then I wake up and my heart is just going crazy. It's just pounding hard, and like my breathing is fast, and I feel like I don't know if it's like a heart attack or an anxiety attack. I don't know. I don't even know if I have anxiety, but I feel like I don't know if it's scared or if I'm dying, but I'm just like I wake up like that, and then I'm like, oh, okay, good time to go back to sleep, and then I just force myself to go back to sleep because I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know if I'm in danger or not. So I'm like, okay, I'll go back to sleep. I guess I'm okay. Maybe I should get that looked at, but I know I'm not going to. So no, I don't know if that's nightmare related, but I know what happens. Do you suffer from anxiety attacks? Well, like I said, I don't know if I have it, and if that is what that's like, that sucks, because I hate that feeling. I'm like, man, I'm trying to sleep. Why are you, making my heart go crazy? I'm just trying to sleep. Let me sleep. I don't want to self-diagnose, because I don't like that. So I'm gonna say no, just to be sure, even though I probably should get looked at. Do you suffer from depression? Same thing. Probably, maybe, but I also don't know, and I'm not gonna self-diagnose. So I'm gonna say no. Do you exercise often and stay active? No, I don't. I used to, back in my prime. One day I will. I'll get back into it, and I'll get nice and big, nice and Okay, is there a particular type of food that you despise? Like, if you mean a specific like dish, I don't know. I'm not too fond of vegetables though. I don't like. I'll eat some, but it's not really what I prefer. So I'm gonna answer yes, just because of the vegetables part. Will you consider yourself emotionally wounded? Okay, well, you didn't have to. Man, why? What's with these questions, huh? What are you trying to gain at? What are you trying to say about me? Yeah, I'm gonna answer your question, but I don't want any more of these questions, okay? Have you ever felt betrayed? Okay, what did I just say? What did I just say? Yes, I'll answer your question. I'm not going into detail, and I'm not explaining what it was, but yes. Do you ever feel lost in life? Ooh, that's a big one. I feel like back then I would say yes. However, not really anymore. And my reason for that is I feel like I have a better direction now as to what I want and what I'm trying to achieve. When I would say yes would be probably back then when I was in college, and then a little bit after I had dropped out. Because I didn't like going. It was just so boring. I didn't have a good time. It just felt miserable to go and everything. And maybe I was just too weak. Maybe that's just the case. But I didn't see a reason to go if it just didn't even feel fulfilling. Like, I didn't want to do this. I just didn't find any enjoyment in it. And then after I dropped out, it was still like, okay, well, I mean, there goes that. Like, all my life, it's like, oh, you need to go to college, and then, you'll get a degree, and then you'll get a big paying job, and you'll have enough to support a family. And I'm like, I'm just trying to be happy at this point. Like, that sounds so sad to say. I'm just trying to be happy, man. I thank you for believing that I could have all those things, but right now I really just want to be happy. And is that too much to ask for? It also feels cringy to say the reason I say no now is because of making content. And like I mentioned before, I know I'm not making money from it. I'm not successful. I'm not, making a whole bunch of really cool things. I'm just making gaming videos that hardly get views and everything. I get it. But making them just feels right. I actually enjoy doing it. I actually wake up and I'm like, okay, I need to record. I need to edit. Great. I have fun doing that. I actually feel happy doing that. And it really just feels like I've given myself a good direction to work for. Time will tell if it pays off and it goes well, and hopefully it does. But for now, I really enjoy the whole process of it. So yeah, I don't really feel lost in life. And hopefully one day this pays off. One of you two viewers. Would you consider yourself a natural leader? Probably not. I've never really been like in a position to just naturally lead someone. And I guess that answers the question itself, because normally whenever there's supposed to be, I guess, a leader, someone else usually takes it, which honestly, I guess I'm okay with. I wonder if that triggered anybody. Or they're like, what? What, you're not a natural leader? What are you, a beta male? Yeah, sure, I am. Oh, please shower me with your wisdom, Mr. Alpha. If you could push a button and destroy the world, would you press it? Well, that begs the question, do we need that right now? Is that what the world needs? Do we need a reset? I think a lot of people would say yes. So I understand the reason to say yes. While there is a lot of evil in the world, I do think there is still a lot of good, and especially a lot of innocent people in the world. Resetting everything is very extreme. I think it's not necessary. Do you sometimes dream of being a hero? Oh yeah, all the time. Oh yeah. And I think we've all had that fantasy where where we saved the school and we're like praised as a hero. So yeah. Have you ever been bullied? Ooh, I don't think so. But this goes back to the previous thing. I don't know, because I don't know if I would have noticed. I don't think so, because I don't really think there was that much bullying in my school. Or maybe there was and I just never really witnessed it. But also for me, the people I hung out with and I was friends with, I feel like, because I was with a good group of people, and I feel like if they did witness that, they would have stepped in to help. So I was never really like worried about getting bullied. Actually, now that I think about it, I think there was a bit of bullying, but it was girls bullying girls, which I don't know, is that worse? Because isn't it like a thing where like some girls take things like their hatred for other girls really, really far? I don't know if that's true or not, but I do feel like I remember there being girls that bully other girls. So I don't know. But no, personally, I was never bullied. Have you ever bullied someone else? No. Would you consider yourself to be a dreamer? Oh yeah, definitely. You sometimes hurt people's feelings unintentionally. Probably. I try not to. I don't like the idea of doing that. So I hurt people's feelings unintentionally. So that means even if I'm trying to avoid it, it still happens, and that might be the case. Because you can't always avoid something like that, especially when you don't know what could hurt someone's feeling. So yes. Do you find space fascinating? Yes. I think it's cool. I don't mind it. Would you consider yourself to be an artist? Technically, yes, because yeah, I do think content is like an art. Making videos is an art. I may not be good at it, but I do think it's an art. So yes. Would you consider yourself to be a good friend? This feels very self-centered again, but yes, I do think I consider myself to be a good friend. I know at the very least I try. I don't know what really constitutes as a good friend. I think that question is more of like, do other people consider you a good friend? And I can't really answer for them, but I'd think so at least. Would you consider yourself to be flawed? Definitely. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If I wasn't flawed, I'd be successful. Have you ever fantasized about being a supervillain or performing a heinous, egregious crime? I mean, well, it would be kind of cool. I'm just saying. It feels right to say yes, because I have thought of like robbing a bank. Like, I think everyone has like those heist moments where they're like, oh, we should rob a bank together, where you with your friends. I don't think robbing a bank really constitutes as like supervillain behavior, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna say yes though. Do you believe in perfection? No. No, I think the fact that things aren't perfect make things more beautiful, actually. Have you ever stolen from someone? Okay, another story time. Way back when I was a wee boy. Yeah, I was probably around 2nd, 3rd grade, maybe, I don't know, maybe around the same time. We at school were bringing our Pokemon cards to school to trade. I never actually knew and learned how to actually play with Pokemon cards, so I just liked having them, collecting them, and trading them. Well, I, brought mine, and other friends brought theirs, and well, one time, a friend brought like his like a good stack. It wasn't a whole lot, but it was a good stack. And I was like, oh, can I see them? Because I want to look through them. And he gave them to me, and he was there with me. So it's not like I was trying to take it and hide away. He was there with us, and we were all looking. But then he went away to go do something, and I was left there with another friend, and we were both looking through them. And then we came across a Charizard. I don't know what kind of Charizard it was because I don't remember. I might still have the card somewhere. But I was like, oh, I really like this card. It's kind of cool. Slip into my pocket. And I was like, okay, let's just keep going. And like I said, another friend was with me. So he saw me do it and he just laughed. And I knew I knew where this was going because as we kept going, as we kept looking, he was like, we stopped at some other card and he pointed at it and he goes, oh, I like that one. Can I see it? And I gave it to him and he goes, oh, that's cool. And then he slipped that one into his pocket. So then we just started laughing and then we just shuffled the cards up. And then when he came back, we just gave them back to him and he said, yeah, you got a really cool stack. And, you know, he didn't question it. He didn't look through it, I guess. He never even noticed. So to answer your question, yes, I have. But it was a Pokemon card, okay? And we were kids. Was it really that bad? Was it? I know nowadays people would freak out, but is it really as bad as what scalpers are doing now? Okay, you know, would you say you'd rather deal with me or a scalper? All right, that's what I thought. Would you ever kill someone under any circumstances? Yes, I think so. I don't fantasize about doing this. I know some people do, which is a little weird. I know the one thing that people always gravitate towards is self-defense, and that makes perfect sense, and I get it, and you're right. But the one that goes to my mind immediately is protecting someone I care about. And in that instance, I definitely feel like I could. You know, it's one thing to protect, you know, myself, but, you know, if there's someone that I care about and they're in danger in some way, I would very easily. Or not very easily, but... like, I wouldn't really hesitate in that moment. If you had one day to live, would you tell anyone? Wow, that one's, if you think about it, if you did tell anyone, like, I know you're telling them to let them know so they can, I guess, prepare themselves. But then that kind of just leaves them with sadness and anguish for the rest of the time. They just end up dreading every second. Every minute that passes by, they're just, you know, they're just dreading till the final tick. And I don't like that. No. I wouldn't tell anyone. Because it just wouldn't really do anything. It wouldn't give me closure. It wouldn't really give them closure. And I know it sounds selfish because then, like, you know, maybe the next day, you're just gone. And maybe they'll be upset wondering, you know, what happened. But I feel like you can get closure in your last moments without them knowing it's your last moments. And I wouldn't want to leave people that I care about with that dread feeling. Yeah, I wouldn't tell anyone. Have you ever told your darkest secrets to someone? I mean, I've told secrets to people, but also, do I have any dark secrets? I don't think I do, because I don't do much. There's not really that much I do. It makes sense for me to say no because I don't think I have like major dark secrets. Like I don't know what constitutes as a dark secret. Like, do people have those? Like, I'm gonna go with no because that just it makes sense. I can't think of any dark secrets that I don't want to tell people. But I think it'd be nice to have someone to share your dark secrets with. Hey, if you have that, congratulations. Keep them and cherish them. Do you trust me even though you know nothing about me? Yeah, I mean, well, you said you love me, so you obviously are very trustworthy. Do you know who I am? No. What? You know who I am? Okay. Okay. You've done your research. Well, I guess you do love me then. If I appeared behind you right now, would you scream? You ain't behind me. I think you ain't behind me. The only one behind me is Rimuru. Nano, zoom in on Rimuru. He's there to protect me. He's protecting me from the likes of you. But yes, I definitely would scream. If I told you that I've been behind you this entire time, would that scare you? Yeah, because considering I just checked, yeah, that would scare me. Would you consider yourself to be empathetic? Yes, I think so. Yeah. Maybe too much, I don't know what too much really constitutes, which, by the way, people need to remember what that is. I'm just saying, all that time spent on the internet really wipes away people's empathy. Trust me, if you develop empathy, you will be a lot better as a person. I don't mean to judge a lot of people, but I'm just saying empathy takes you a long way. Be kind to others. You don't have to like everyone, but at least just understand they are another person. Quit being a jerk. Would you consider yourself to be romantic? Man. The plain answer is yes. I don't know how I feel about you asking that question though, because romance is one of those things that I'm a sucker for. I love it, but it's always on that thin line between this is romantic and this is cringy. I like the idea of hopping in between both. Just because the cringy, I think it's sometimes funny, and I think it's sometimes heartwarming whenever things cross into that, but you can't cross into that too much. And you can't cross into the romantic too much, because then it just makes everything too serious. So I'd like the nice balance of both. I might not be good at being romantic, but I am a sucker for it, and I do really like it. Whether it is being romantic or receiving romantic gestures or whatever. Have you ever been in a physical fight? No, not at all. And I'm not really curious to. Are you prone to headaches or migraines? No. You look at the ground when you walk. All right. Okay. All right. This one seems kind of personal. This one, I know the previous questions were already pretty personal. What is with this one? Okay. What are you trying to say about me, huh? Why is this a specific question you want from me? Because yes, I do. Not as much as I used to, I will admit. I've been working on my confidence. I've been working on my stride, my Conor McGregor walk. I don't like you digging into my psyche. Are you attracted to the opposite sex? Yes. Women sure are beautiful, aren't they? Would you ever shave your head? No. I would never choose to just shave my head. So I'm gonna say no. If I was ever doing like a charity thing, or you know, something where the goal was if we hit this certain goal, I'll shave my head, I think I would do that. Just because it's always a nice incentive, because for some reason people like seeing other people shave their head. But yeah. Are you attracted to muscular bodies? All right, I would like it if you stopped prying into my psyche, because okay, look, listen here. I'm not the only, they're a category for a reason, okay? You know, sometimes I have a wide range of the type of things I like, and sometimes you just want to get crushed by muscular thighs. Sometimes you want to, you know, lick some abs. Just bear with me, okay? Bear with me. Sometimes you just want to look up at like, you know, a muscle mommy, and you know, I'm just saying, sometimes that's what you want, and sometimes that's what's needed. Is that so wrong for me to say? Okay, like that's okay. Do you ever dance when no one is looking? Yes, I mentioned that before. Sometimes I get jiggy with it. Do you trust your best friend entirely? This is tough because I don't know if I have a best friend. I say that because do you ever get that feeling where sometimes it's like, I don't know if my best friend thinks of me as their best friend, and I think about that and then I get sad because I'm like, man, I'm not probably their best friend. So that makes me sad because I'm like, man, I understand, but still. Hopefully they consider me a best friend too. Do you remember your childhood extremely well? Yes, I think so. Like there's a certain point where you just can't remember because it's really far back. But for the most part, yeah, I remember a lot of it actually. Would you rob a bank if you could get away with it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. You ever dream about running from a killer? Yes. Yes. Okay, a very quick story time. So one time I was dreaming I was being chased by a clown. I know, not anything special. But anyways, I got caught and he tased me in the stomach and I woke up shaking because I thought I was actually getting tased. I was dreaming, like he caught me and then like he had a taser, he goes boom, like just right into my stomach, and I woke up like, oh my god. Ugh. I thought I was dying. I thought I got. I don't think that stomach taser would have killed me, but yeah. Do you ever dream about falling off a cliff? Sometimes. It's not often, but I know I have. And it's weird because every time it happens, I'm not falling off, like I'm not free falling. I drive off. And it's the worst feeling. Do you ever dream about being naked in public? No. I always thought those were fake, because sometimes you'll see in like shows or like cartoons where like people have dreams of going to school in their underwear and they're freaking out. I always thought those were fake, but I guess some people have them. Even though this is even more extreme. Do you enjoy scary movies or books? Yes. Do you enjoy comedic television shows or movies? Yes. I don't really consume a lot of it, but the times that I have, yeah, I enjoyed it. Do you like being the center of attention? Realistically, no. But in theory, I wish I could say yes. Because if I liked being the center of attention, then that would mean I'm a lot more comfortable. And when I'm like that, I really like just making people laugh. And if I was very comfortable with it, I could easily just do it. Unfortunately, I know I don't like being the center of attention because it makes me nervous. I don't know if I'm being too weird or obnoxious, and I don't like making other people uncomfortable. So for the most part, I know I don't like being the center of attention, but I wish that I kind of did. Do you feel like something is always watching you? Not really. I only get paranoid whenever you mention it, so please stop. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to go to space? I've not really thought about it too much, but I do, like whenever you see videos of the International Space Station and they're floating around, I always think that's kind of cool. Like I want to experience that feeling. And then sometimes when they're in there and then they're like, they have like the little water droplets and stuff floating around and then they drink from it. I think that's cool. I would like to do that. So yes. And have you ever had an out-of-body experience? I don't think so. Have you ever punched a nun? No, I haven't. What does this have to do with the rest of the questions? Do I give off that vibe? What? Do you like dogs better than cats? No, not really. I like both. I'm okay with both. Do you prefer to read more than you prefer to watch movies? Not really. Are you still wondering why I asked you if you've ever punched a nun? Yeah. Are you a nun? You want me to punch you? I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. Do you get starstruck easily? No. If anything, I'd probably just get very like quiet because I'm like, I don't want to look stupid. Please forgive me for being in your presence. I'm so sorry. I don't think that constitutes as starstruck, but yeah. Do you hate going to big parties and social gatherings? Kind of. Oh yeah, just not really for me. Is your favorite part of your birthday receiving presents? Oh, okay, look. I haven't received a present for my birthday in years. I guess I'll say no, because I technically haven't even received a present in like a long time. Seriously though, have you ever punched a nun? Like really? Just bam, right in the face. Nun punch. Why? Is that what you did? Is that why there's blood everywhere? Is that the blood of a nun? Have you done this to a nun before and you're trying to pin the blame on me now? You're trying to get me to confess? I don't know. No, a nun has never confronted me in a way for me to do that. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but yeah. Yes, I did laugh. That was pretty funny. Did you say what the fuck in your head or even aloud? Well, I said it in my head because, yeah. Are you now eager to somehow get the opportunity to punch a nun sometime soon? Well, if the opportunity presents itself, I might be inclined to do it. I'm sorry, Sister Mary, but I was given this task by God, so you must accept it. You keep mentioning it, so now it's in my head. If there's a hell, do you think you're going to it? I will as soon as I punch the nun. You enjoy fantasy fiction games? Oh yeah, they're fun. They're cool. Why is this your question? Why? What are you trying to say? Okay, first off, you wanted me to tell the truth, 100% the truth on every one of these questions. And I would be lying if I said no. So I have to say yes. But what do you mean by frequently? Like, are you talking like Like you talking like once a week, once a day, once an hour? Like what is frequently to you? Because I don't want to agree with you if I don't know what you mean. I know I have to say yes, but what do you mean? Are you wondering what constitutes? Is this thing listening to my microphone? Is this thing listening to my microphone? Because that makes me uncomfortable now. Yes. Are you more than slightly uncomfortable right now? A little bit, just slightly. Is your mouth dry? Not really. I've been keeping hydrated. Does profanity make you uncomfortable? Not really. Despite how I act, not really. Do you believe in legendary beasts such as the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot? Well, I like the concept of them, but I don't really think they're real. Sorry, they're cool in theory, but you know. Are you poor with money management? Not really. I've had money troubles, but it wasn't really due to money management. At least not on my part. Choose one of these numbers that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. 1, 7, 11, 13, 21, and 69. So if I'm being honest, this one calls out to me the most. This one is a very close second though. I don't really have an explanation as to why, but it's just what I feel. Choose one of these colors that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. Blue, green, red, purple, gray, or black. That's a good one. Don't really know if you feel resonates with you the most in this very moment. I'm gonna say black. Yeah, that's the one that really really calls to me the most right now. Choose one of these words that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. Wicked, sick, plagued, wretched, toxic, and vile. Ooh. Plagued, kind of, but I think that mostly might just be because of you wearing your plague doctor hat or whatever. I don't understand why, but this one really calls out to me. Choose one of these words that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. Blessed, glorious, divine, angelic, heavenly, and celestial. I think celestial. I just really like that word. It's between divine and celestial, but I'm really thinking celestial. Choose one of these words that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. Luck, skill, strength, agility, intellect, and charm. It's either luck or agility. Those two are the only ones that really resonate right now. Luck seems right to me. Do you enjoy solving mathematical puzzles? I mean, I'm good at math, but I don't really enjoy it. So no. Do you speak more than one language fluently? Yes. Claro que sí. Have you ever visited a country other than your own? No. Do you enjoy coffee? Yes. Do you believe in demons? Yes. I don't think I could be Mexican if I didn't. Do you believe in angels? Yes. I don't think I could be Mexican if I didn't. Are you afraid of sharks? Well, I don't go into the ocean. I've never been. But I think if I did, yeah, the fear of sharks would start to come up. So naturally, yes. Do you prefer baths over showers? No, not really. I haven't had a bath since I was a kid. Does the smell of perfume or cologne give you headaches? No, not really. However, some people need to know how much is too much. Do you see a shadow moving in your room a few moments ago? No? That's fortunate. Thanks. Do you ever hear your name being called even when you know no one is calling it? No. Do things in your home often go missing and then reappear later? No, not really. Do you ever hear footsteps around you when you're alone? No. Do you ever hear random knocking noises around you? No. Do you often look at the same time on the clock every day? Okay. I think I have to say yes, because this will be very weird and specific. But so at night when I'm sleeping, and obviously sometimes you'll wake up and you'll have to go to the restroom or you'll go get a drink or something. For like the longest time, I don't even know how long it's been, but I always wake up a little bit before 3 or a little bit after 3 every single time. It never fails. I don't know if it's because I've just grown accustomed to doing that, and maybe when I sleep, it just always falls in line with when I get up, go use the restroom, get a drink, and go back to sleep. But it never fails. And it's always just a little bit before 3 or just a little bit after 3. It's not every single day the exact same time on the clock, but it's pretty, like, it has a window of when it happens, and I will always see the time in that window. I think I have to say yes to this one, but I still think it's weird. Have you ever felt your feet being grabbed at night while sleeping? No, that's horrible. I've had family tell me stories of them feeling that. And I think if I did, I would freak out. I would flail my feet and start kicking around like, let me go. I don't like, let me go, please. No, I have not. And I hope I never experience that. That's horrible. Do you have any pets? Yes. Is your favorite color green? No, it is not. Are you attracted to a family member? No. No, what are you trying to say about me, huh? Why is this a question? What do you... I guess it's good that you asked it so I can confirm that no? But why are you asking that? If you won the lottery, would you share the money with anyone? Yeah. Yeah. I've had those like scenarios and thoughts in my head where like, oh, if I won this amount, I'd, you know, split it between some of my family. Like, here's a couple thousand, here's a couple thousand. But I obviously keep the most because I won. If you could be the dictator of your own country, would you accept the role? I actually think that would be really cool. I obviously don't want to like, you know, be like, you know, a hard dictator just ruling with an iron fist, you know, and you kind of know how that's going in different parts of the world. I've thought of stuff like this before, and it always reminds me of Rimuru from the time I got reincarnated as a slime. Because he's not really a dictator, but he's a ruler of his own, like, you know, country, you know? It's doing really well. And I always think of, like, imagine doing something like that, but in the real world. And how that would throw things off balance. And I think right now, especially in this day and age, that off balance thing might help. So yeah, I would. I don't really think I'd be a good, you know, dictator, but I would like to rule a country in a similar manner as him. To at least give people in the world a better place they can go to. And then obviously if I was as powerful as him, I obviously don't have to worry about any military action because, you know, if you know Rimuru, he took out an entire army. And he's still only getting stronger. So I'm just saying. Do you ever wonder what it would be like to be in prison? I wonder what it would be like, but I hope I never learn. Do you like fishing? No, I've never gone fishing. Do you like hunting? No. Do you like camping? Yes, I think camping is pretty cool. Do you like guns? I mean, I don't dislike guns, but I'm not like, you know, a gun fanatic. You know, they're fine. You know, they're just guns. I guess I'll say yes, just because, you know, I'm fine with them. I've shot a gun or two. Are you getting tired of answering questions? No, because they're very random. Would you consider yourself to be kinky? All right, well, just as I was mentioning your very random array of questions, why did this one have to come up? Okay, I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna answer it truthfully, but I'm not going to elaborate because you don't need to know that. All I'm gonna say, I have a wide array of things that I might like and things that I might be willing to try to see if I like or not, okay? So yes. Why was that a question? Eyes are the window to the soul. Do you agree? Yes. I've always liked that saying, eyes are the window to the soul. Do you always keep your promises? I think so. And like one thing I do to make sure I do is I try to never make promises I know I won't be able to keep. Like if there's something like very impossible, then I never commit to saying, yes, I promise. I do feel confident in saying yes. Would you ever completely trust someone who's lied to you? That would depend on the lie. Like, yeah, that would, like, was it just like a small white lie? Or was it like a big, like, this is damaging to our relationship? I think I'd have to say no. Because I don't know if I completely trust them. I understand, even if it was a white lie, like a small little white lie, I won't always, like, be very questioning of them. But I'll be, like, you know, slightly aware. Like, is this really, you know, what they're saying? So, I think it makes more sense to say no. Are you an only child? No, I'm not. Do you ever enjoy being drunk? Oh boy. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've had that kind of fun. But when I did, boy. Drink up me hearties, yo-ho. You like tattoos? Yes. I don't have any, at least not yet, but I do like them. Do you enjoy being high in any form? No, not really. Like I said, I've never cared for, you know, whether it was weed or smoking or drugs. Yeah, I've never cared about that. Do you believe you have a soul? Yes. Did you cry this week? I have not. Are you upset with someone right now? No. I don't think so. Is there someone you're not being completely honest with daily? No, not really. I don't ever. Why is there's a ladybug on my keyboard and I think it just pooped on my keyboard. Please leave my keyboard. I don't think so. You understand how this works yet? What, you asking questions and I answer them? Yeah? You answer the questions twice, your truths may change. It's not just about answering the questions, it's about the time you spend answering them and the combination you answer them in. So you wanted me to answer them truthfully, but you're also paying attention to how long it takes me to answer them? I don't know how reliable that is, because I was rambling a lot on several of them. It's about many different variables you'd never guess. Do you understand? Yeah. Are you wondering if the end of the test is coming soon based on the previous question you just answered? Yes. It probably is. I want to tell you that this entire process was planted here for you, specifically you, to learn something about yourself, and anyone else that bothers using this is just a byproduct of its intention. Would you believe that? No, but I think that'd be very cool. Are you afraid of being abandoned? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty easy to answer. Are you afraid of dying alone? I don't know. I feel like yes makes sense, but also, so have you guys seen that meme? Or it probably wasn't even just a meme, but it was an image of like a snowy like area, I guess, and people were saying that this is a good place to bleed out. And I look at that and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I like that. I'm just saying, you know, imagine bleeding out in a snowy field. Like, you're just like, ugh. Well, it looks like this is it for me. At least I bought them enough time. And you're just bleeding out. And then you just feel the cold hitting you. And then it just starts snowing. And the blood is on the snow. And you're just there just like, this is it for me. Like that, I like that. I like the idea of that. Is that so wrong? Yo, I'm gonna answer no just because of that. Do you worry that one day you'll be unexpectedly murdered? No, not really. Are you always on guard waiting to fend off an attack? Ooh, this is weird because I want to say yes to this one, even though on the other one I just said that I'm not really scared of like randomly being murdered. But I think it's a good idea to always be on guard. So yes. You feel like I know you yet? Well, you know several things. So, yeah, sure. Have you heard any strange noises while answering these questions? No, not really. I think we have enough information about you. Whether you skipped questions, answered honestly or dishonestly, took loads of time to respond, or answered quickly without reading or understanding properly, I've been able to tell. I'm calculating your results. I'm analyzing you very carefully. I'm judging you. Why'd you say it like that? I'm judging you. Based on what you've told me, this is what I can conclude. Tell me. Tell me now. Speak. This is all going to sound very blunt and direct, but listen up. You gotta start taking life a bit more seriously. Okay? I hate to start this off so glumly, but you need a swift kick in the ass. I'm just being real and honest with you right now. You've got so much potential and you're not taking advantage of it. Okay? You can blame others around you. You can blame your circumstances. You can blame yourself. But no matter what, none of that matters at this point. You need to get going and you need to get the ball rolling. Look, I'm trying, my guy. I know what you're trying to do. And I kind of like the words that you're using, but like I'm doing what I can. I'm not blaming anything. I'm getting the ball rolling. I'm trying. Do you even realize that you could be a major star? No, I think that's way too much. Okay, slow your roll, my guy. That might be too much for me. Do you even realize just how incredibly talented you are? Okay, keep going. You don't, do you? You don't even understand how much potential you hold within. Or maybe you do realize it, and that's what you're afraid of. Maybe it's not a fear of failure, but a fear of success. You're holding yourself back subconsciously. And you know what? Maybe you've already accomplished a lot. Maybe you feel like you've already done enough. But you and I both know that you could go further if you really wanted to. But you need to pull your head out of your ass and get your shit together, because the world needs you more than you could even imagine. Dang, okay. You're going to do amazing things in life, but only if you decide to. I know this wasn't what you were expecting, and maybe it isn't even what you wanted to hear, but enough time has been squandered. Seriously, you're an impressive specimen. You could do incredibly things, and not just one or two. You can do a lot of amazing stuff if you really put your mind to it. It's absolutely imperative, however, that you stop looking for reasons not to get things done, and you turn your brain off for a while. Stop thinking, just do it. Stop dreaming, just act. Get started immediately. Stop taking breaks, stop procrastinating, because here's the biggest truth. Your time is ticking away. You can still be a major success, even more so than what you've already managed to accomplish in life at your highest point. But your chances are further limited as the sand of the hourglass falls, so get going. Doesn't matter what you've done. It matters what you've still got left to do. Yesterday don't mean shit, and today's the day that we've got to face. I know this sounds really harsh, but I promise you, it comes from a place of love and adoration, because I want you to be the best possible version of yourself and for you to go as far as you know that you can inside. Please, I urge you. Do not waste your potential and shoot for what you've always wanted to accomplish while you still have time to do so. You never know when your time will run out. Okay. Your secret word is chaos. Remember this word. This will come in handy. I like that word. Yeah, okay. Okay, keep going. Okay, well, never mind. Take the secret word that was assigned to you at the end of your session and leave it in a comment for us. We will be selecting some of you to include in future projects we're currently working on. All right, well, I think that doesn't really apply because they've already got like 4 other games. This is a genuine opportunity to be a part of something forever, to have influence on the creation of something major, and we've done so before and will continue to do so for as long as you'll allow us. If you do not wish to be a part of an upcoming project, simply leave your secret word out of your comments and we will not select your name. We appreciate any and all comments and we always read them thoroughly on a weekly basis. This is still an ongoing project as of 2025, and we will continue to read comments across all of our games as we are constantly creating tremendous opportunities for players to be involved in our experiences. We're working on several games that involve player interaction, some of which players name characters, and some of which players will be able to honor a lost pet. This is our way of giving back to the community that chose to support us across our titles, and a way to memorialize those precious ones we've lost along the way, giving them a forever home in the cosmos. We currently have a tremendous amount of submissions in the game, and we are collecting more every day. This is a passion project for us, and we really hope you'll be a part of it. Every time we finish a game, we involve players in new games that are in creation. So this offer never expires, and you're always welcome to join us in years to come. Thank you for taking the time to answer these questions. I hope this has been of some help to you, and if it hasn't, then hopefully you were able to pull something positive from the experience. If you enjoyed your experience, you can find the test Reality Check as well as other games on our curator page, in our bundles, or simply on the title screen. The test Reality Check is a bit more in-depth and may impact you even more, and although it's the 7th installment in the series, God, it's a standalone title that you can jump right into immediately and experience everything it has to offer right away. We're always trying to involve players, create meaningful interaction, and let others influence what we build, because honestly, this community has been so positive and amazingly supportive along the way. Truly, thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you more than words can express. Please spread the word, let us know you exist, and let us show you the appreciation you deserve for taking time out of your busy day to support small creators like us. Damn. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that he was a little mean. I will admit he was a little mean, but man, that was really good. I don't know if that's something that he says regardless of what your questions are, regardless of how long you take. I don't know. I'm assuming that there's multiple different things that you could have gotten. But as for what I got, I like that. And it's probably very true. It's, I mean, I'm not arguing with it. I agree. I think about that often. You know, I need to stop just blaming whatever I can and start focusing. I'm not saying it was a lie, because I agree. It was hard to hear, but it was something I needed to hear. And I appreciate that. I really like that. Like I said, I don't know. I like that my word was chaos. I like that word. I don't know why that was my word, but I like it. Should I leave my word in the comments? I don't know if I should. I might. Thank you everybody so much for watching. That was the test. Link is in the description. Actually, yeah, check the game out. Play it for yourself. See if you get anything different. Let me know what you get. That was very, very interesting, because it felt like he was actually talking to me. I don't know if that's just how they programmed him, and maybe that's a response for everyone, but I like that. If you stuck to the very end, I'm sorry I blabbered through a whole bunch of it, but hopefully you were able to learn a thing or two about me, and maybe we all learned a thing or two about me as well. With that, thank you everybody so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.